In pure love to all beings, you find the divinity of my soul. Thank you again for joining me today. Today I wanted to talk about my meditative life, my life in silence practice. First, I want to stress that there are many meditation practices. Meditation is essentially an attention and awareness practice that seeks to remove your attention from your minds and your restless thoughts and focus and concentrate them on a particular point of object. I have several meditation practices, and some of them include just sitting in silence sometimes and minding the gates of my thoughts. Peace and silence is divine. It's in those states that divinity can enter. Divinity, when you seek actively, cannot enter in chaos and in fragmentation. When your thoughts are all over the place, when you're in fear, when you're in concern, you vibrate at a frequency and at a rate where the divine cannot enter, right? So seeking silence and peace is seeking the divine. You ever sat in silence or uninterrupted thought for a few minutes and realize how calm and how soothing it felt? Well, this is the state that I long for, that I dedicate to my life, the pursuit of my work. I believe that I am the avatar my soul chose to accomplish the mission. And my ego, Nia, the avatar, is not here to interfere with the success of that mission. It's a collaborative effort. I want to do my best to help my soul achieve and succeed. And in order for me to do that, it's not trying to take over by my egoistic desires and needs. My mind does not know I am here. My soul knows. My soul designed this incarnation. Every hurt, disappointment, letdown, and hard time that I may have faced was because the ego was trying to steer the ship of this life, when it is not my job to steer the ship of this life. My job is to recognize that there is two of us here, okay? I am a co-pilot. I am the human vessel for which the agenda comes through. With which the agenda comes through. So my job is, once I direct the intent and take the actions that are guided to me, I sit back, lotus position in meditation. You know, it's like those bats that go fly all night and then they go back hanging upside down on the tree. It's exactly the same metaphor. I come back and I sit and I let the next steps unfold. I am not losing sleep at night about what is going to happen or how I'm going to do such a thing, because time and time again, if you have lived long enough, number one, every single issues resolve themselves, and time again they resolve themselves beyond your wildest dreams. Not necessarily in your favor, but they solve themselves in ways that all your sleepless nights, all your strategies couldn't have anticipated the turn of events. So why continue doing that? My meditation practice is 3 to 5 times a day. I reconvene. It depends if I am participating in a group where I'm leading a group pre-meditative exercises. But for them it's meditation, but for me it's pre-meditative, because my type of meditation practice is actually Kriya Yoga, which is a very specific yoga meditation for self-realization, where we focus on the medulla oblongata, where we're seeking to remain focused and concentrated to go beyond the mind. This is a very demanding practice. This is a time-consuming practice. This is not an easy practice, and the rewards are extremely slow to manifest. The progress is extremely slow to manifest, and this is a lifetime commitment for me, right? And it's a practice that helps me prune myself, continuously refining my vessel in hope to cross certain gates. Because believe it or not, achieving the meditative states is not random. You have achieved a particular vibrational rate. But first of all, I also believe that everything is scheduled. My soul knows if they can let me work for 30 years, and finally after 30 years of relentless work and relentless devotion and relentless knocking and let me in, right? They can open the gates, right? And let me through, right? And it can happen, it depends on what the soul contracted to do, right? And those contracts, sometimes they're going to be hidden to you. I have encountered a few contracts in my life where this is occulted, this is vaulted, you are not going to know why you are going through this particular experience, no matter what your mind is trying to frame it as. But let's stay focused. So my meditation practice is, number one, also to continuously bring back my mind and my focus to the divine. This is a devotional practice. Nothing else matters. Nothing else gets my attention but the divine. This is what I am seeking. I am seeking your peace. And every day I come to you in humility, every single time, with a heart wide open, in pure love to all beings. Rest the divinity of my soul. This is, to me, letting the divine know there is no greater than you. Nothing else is worth my attention but you. This is what I want. Let me in. That's number one. Number two, when I let my thoughts roam around freely and not checked and not continuously brought back to a focus, they can easily bring me all types of nonsense that I didn't ask. Fears, doubts, anxiety, depression, envy, comparative analysis of things that I didn't ask. I didn't ask you to go over there, and that is why it's important for me through reconvening several times per day to bring back my attention to what matters to me. Communing with the divine. That's number one. Further, I don't reconvene in fear. Instead, I reconvene in reverence. In reverence for the divine, for the cosmos. If you've seen the beyond imaginable organization of all these souls entering, all these planets spinning, all these new moon perfect alignments, the eclipses, and this is just what the mind can perceive. This whole organization is held. They are higher being in charge, right? They're the beings on Mars, they're the being on the moon, they are the beings on Venus who also participate in my incarnation, in my development, in my trajectory, right? This planet is spinning on its own, the moon is spinning on its own. Man doesn't know. Don't let no scientists are saying this, that they don't know. These are the mysteries. These are the mysteries of life. And those mysteries why we come back in reverence to the cosmos. There is no AI. There is no greater human agenda greater than the cosmos. And this is why I continuously show up. I continuously tend to my garden of peace for the cosmos, divinities, and its mysteries to reveal themselves to me. It's an honor. If you have had mystical experiences, you are hooked for life. Like, you are hooked for life. There's nothing else worth pursuing but having another one. Having another one, and for that, everything else gets out the way. Okay? And yes, it's a way to monitor my mind and my thoughts and where my focus is. What is more important to me than what I'm seeking and my mission? And it's a way to stay connected to my soul's agenda, right? I'm not just checking in once a day. And I'm not just checking in when I need something. I am continuously checking in. I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. And that money is that peace. That currency is that silence. I'm on you. You're not allowed to go too far. And distractions and thoughts that are contrary to my ultimate goal, is I quickly checked at the door. It quickly checked at the door. And agendas of this 3D planet is to keep your mind occupied with things that you don't need, so that you don't go find the door, the gates of divinity, because you are connected. This is one of the oldest agendas, right? To disconnect you from your divinity, whether it is to descend more into a material realm or into an egoistic realm who believes that is in control, or in an intellectual realm, because intellectual means that you are using the intellect, which is the mind, and therefore you are living behind the supernatural, you are living behind the mystics, you are living behind spirits, right? When you're utilizing the mind for abstraction and come up to your own conclusion, then you don't believe that there is a higher order to things. There are other explanations, because the mind is giving its own spin on things, which may not necessarily be true nor correct, and a lot of time is extremely limited, because the mind is limited, right? And I think that most importantly, it's really about taking my hands off the wheels of this incarnation and believing that I am in charge. I am not in charge. I am at best a co-pilot. At best. If you do the amount of beings that are steering between those beings and your soul, who have an agenda at getting certain things passed and accomplished, and you are just a vessel, you know, your ego is going to live till 72. If you're lucky, it's more than that, right? But 72 years old is a very specific number, and maybe I'll talk about this another time. There's a reason why. I think 72 is, if I'm correct, is the amount of heartbeats you have per minute, which is 30, and times 60 times 24, it makes 26,000 something, which is the same revolution, the amount of time the sun will go around no, let's not go there. But 72 is a very specific number. At best, on average, you will live till you're 72. If not, you will live a lot longer. But that is it. That is the extent of your personality. That is the extent of your ego. Your soul is forever. Your soul is eternal. And your soul has a much greater agenda. And she's going to go play this game with another being. She's going to go play this game with another personality, right? Which are not you. So, to believe that working on egoistic needs and agenda that your soul didn't come for, they didn't ask you to be in charge. They're asking you to sit still, be at peace, seek peace, come back. You shouldn't have to have those sleepless nights and those worries and those anxiety and all the things that keep you up at night. It shouldn't. There is only one thing: seek divinity. I hope this helped. Today's spring equinox, March 21st. New energies are coming in on the planet. This is the first day of everything, you know. most planets. I think we have, well, Mercury station direct yesterday, conjunct the North Node in Pisces, so Mercury is in Pisces. Mars is still in Pisces, so we have what? The Sun. Yes, Sun is at 1 degree Aries. Neptune at 1 degree, some Aries. Saturn, Venus is still in Aries, and Chiron is in Aries as well. So that's about 5 bodies in Aries. That's a lot of Aries energy. That's a great start. You know, Saturn in Aries. Well, that's for the next 2.5 years. Perhaps you want to look at what house it is for you. But anyways, spring equinox. We have the next 3 months to get ready for summer. I hope you do great work. I hope you use your time wisely and it is not wasted on things where your mind does not need to be. Thank you again for receiving me. I am humble and I am grateful for your time. I hope your house is filled with peace and divinity. Thank you.